Hi, good afternoon. This is seewingyee from the Yee Real Estate Network. I'd like to make this presentation how to purchase a $113,000 duplex with only $48,000 of your IRA. So if you look at the population of the U.S., I'm venture to guess there are 300 million people in the US, right? 300 million total, of which I certainly would believe anywhere from maybe one third of the population of the adults. Okay, I don't know, maybe one third. I'm just guessing. Could be 80, anywhere from 80 to 100 million people who are adults, working adults, if you will, that are contributing to their company's 401k, right? and and then people quit their job all the time, right? I mean, they move around every 3 to 5 years, for example. So if you put the maximum of 10% annual contribution on your 401k, if you make 100 grand, for example, if you put 10% right off the bat on an annual basis, you're making 10 grand off your 401k, right? So let's say you work for this corporation for 3 to 5 years, then you leave. So you accumulated at least $50,000 of original contribution of your 401k. Let's say you earn 3 to 5% rate of return on your stocks and bonds and mutual funds inside the 401k. Then you go to another employer and you go another job, right? Then you have a previous employer 401k. Therefore, the IRS law allow you to roll over the 401k into an IRA, right? So then you look into, then of course through the membership of our real estate organization, you were educated by me, of course, on that you can roll over your IRA into a self-directed IRA to use the self-directed IRA to buy investment property in the name of the IRA, right? So with that in mind, my conclusion is my estimation is that the majority of you that are listening to my videos, onto my newsletters on a weekly basis, I suspect you will have at least $50,000 of IRA sitting in a non-performing stock market mutual funds inside your rollover IRA. And of course, and you're smart, right? You're smart. You will realize that I've been there are some amazing opportunities you can use your IRA to buy real estate. So with that in mind, this is another opportunity. No, I tell you what. Before you get all excited, I mean, you see my videos on a weekly basis. You see some amazing returns on a historical basis here in Central Florida. But before you get all excited, I mean, again, I know not every one of you are going to do this, right? For whatever reason, lack of uh, commitment or being fearful, right? All those 1 million excuses that most people have. But then again, for the very few of you that truly understand the power of using your IRA, the power of the risk investment, especially in the best market in the history of mankind, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry for my exaggeration here in Central Florida. So the bottom line is, before look, every time I present a property or in my video presentation on a weekly basis, by the time you look into it in 24 to 48 hours, these properties are gone. They are purchased by who? By some of my network investors, members, and but mostly by other investors throughout the U.S. All the savvy, extremely smart real estate investors throughout the country who has the money, who has a commitment, and finally, of course, real estate investors from all over the world, Canadians, South Americans, Asia, for people from China, from Taiwan, and a few other places, and from Europe and Australia, what have you. They are focused into Central Florida investment opportunity, not just our members. So you know why? Because they understand Orlando and Central Florida has the best value, the best return on your real estate investment. All right. So I will give you my standard operating procedure. First and foremost, before you can even think about getting one of these properties, before they've gone within 24 to 48 hours, you must get yourself pre-approved. And here it is. Here's the individual that I highly recommend to contact to get the pre-approval. And his name is, here it is. Many of you already know him, Richard Advani from Wells Fargo. Okay, Richard comes from Southern California, but you can contact him by email at richard.advani@wellsfargo.com, or you can call him on his cell phone, which is right here, area code 949-294-0435. Then spend the next couple of days, email him your financial documents to get loan pre-approval. That's the first step. All right, Richard Advani, everybody see that? Okay, very simply. Here it is, right? His phone number and his email address. Got it? And then the next step is contact Gene Gillum. Then after you get pre-approval, contact Gene Gillum. Then you have to submit your reservation form and several pre documentation you have to fill out and email the documentation to her. Then and only then Gene Gillum will help you make an offer for these kind of properties. When you make an offer, okay, then you're competing against several other investors competing for the same property. And hopefully your offer get approved. If your offer get approved, you're good to go. Right? So that's the bottom line, all right? So now don't call me all of a sudden, oh, I want this property. Then I said, who are you? Okay, then I said, did you get loan pre-approved? Then I'm going to ask you, did you submit the reservation form? Did you submit the three documentation, the contract, uh, the template contract that you submit to Gene Gillum? Otherwise, if Gene Gillum does not have the loan pre-approval, if Gene Gillum does not have the three additional forms that she needs before she make an offer, guess what? You are not on a priority list, but the property will be gone. So that is a standard operating procedure. All right, very very simple. All right, so as you know, every week we have new links, new listings in Central Florida. We have multi-units listing, we have single-family home listings, REOs. You know, the whole ball of wax, right? So let me highlight this property. Okay, which today this property came out on our current listing a couple of days ago. I believe a couple of our investors are already pouncing on it. Of course, they've been pre-approved per my guidance to them, and most likely or not, they're going to get the offer approved. Hopefully, 50-50 chance. And I'm going to highlight this particular property. Again, this is absolutely amazing. This property is a duplex in Tampa, right? 1404 square foot. On both sides, 700 square foot each side, 2 bedroom, 1 bath on each unit. Built in 1982, it's listed at 113,000. It's pre-leased. The renter is already in there, probably been renting actually it has been renting for a long time, but it's a long-term tenant. All right, so you put 25% down on a regular and conventional financing. The gross rent is between 1,560 to 1,660. So let's say 1,600. So your net monthly cash flow minus all the deductions is between 849 to 949. Let's say $900. $900 net cash flow per month on something like this. This is totally mind-boggling. All right, so let's focus on IRA. So IRA, once again, the minimum down payment is 40% down payment on IRA. Okay, and then 60% non-recourse loan. Again, I don't want to sound so advanced in terms of education, but many of you already know that you can leverage your IRA with 60% non-recourse loan to value, right? So leveraging is the key. So the bottom line is using your IRA to purchase. Your initial down payment is 48,000 and change, right? And your loan is 60%, which is 67,000. All right, based on $1,600 gross rent, and then your monthly net cash flow on your IRA is $922. Tax deferral. All right, tax deferral. You can reinvest this money back in the IRA if you want, if you're not ready to retire yet. So you're going tax defer. But if you are reaching at the age of 59 and a half, you can trigger the cash flow and spend this money however you want it at retirement. Almost $1,000 per month, $1,000 per month. Okay, so just on this very cheap property, and these numbers, which is mind-boggling. The cap rate is 13.8%, cash on cash return 23%, and the total ROI is 32%. This is truly amazing. Way exceed the benchmark on a historical basis. Okay, but again, I will. If you look at the under the body of this email, you will see the point of contact for my IRA specialist, Brian Davis, who is the self-directed IRA custodian, and then of course Jason Zook of North American Savings Bank is the non-recourse lender. All right. So anyway, let me see what else. For those of you that wish to purchase on a regular loan and you qualify because you qualify to get an investment loan, not IRA this time, I'll do it real quick, all right? And you put 25% down. 25% down is a minimal down payment on a multi-unit from duplex on up. So therefore, 25%, which is $31,000 down payment. I mean, this is mind-boggling, right? Not very much money, all right? You're leveraging, okay? $21,000 down payment on 25% down payment on this gross rent minus all the deductions equals your monthly cash flow of a whopping $864. This is truly amazing. The cap rate is similar, 3.8%. And of course, cash and cash return is 33%, which is, again, this is a historical rate, which you have not seen and none of you have ever seen anywhere before. Total ROI is 48%. All right. So if you want to know the calculation, let me know. In fact, I put out the video about how you create the calculation for this very important three numerical formulas. All right. So I think let me see what else I have to say. Nothing more I have to say. But then I want to. So the final step before I conclude, this is amazing opportunity of properties. I don't know how much longer this type of multi-unit is available in Central Florida. I've been promoting very aggressively, very heavily for the past few years, as you know. So for those of you who are super motivated, super committed, and have the money, are ready to pull the trigger, and this is great timing. So this is a time to buy, right? So I want to leave you. Look, you have to make a commitment. You have to show some initiative. The best way, I'll be honest. The best way to be successful is to take the first step. Okay, and many of you I have not heard from yet among my membership. I have several thousand members in my organization, but of course, a few of you already have experienced this great process, have purchased great properties in Central Florida, including multi-unit, as I explained to you. But for those of you who have not, all you have to do is to call myself and call Jim Gillum and create a relationship with me and with Jim Gillum so we can work together on a relationship basis. You have to take initiative to get up on your couch and give me a call or email me so we can help you. My team, myself, and Jean. If I don't know you, I can help you. If you do not call me, I can help you to achieve financial freedom on this outstanding multi-units that we have every single week. I don't know how much long this kind of great property is going to be available, but all right, don't procrastinate. But before I leave you, I just found this nice, quick, short 50-second video by the one and only, the legendary Steve Jobs, and what he has to say. Okay, the difference between the people that take action, the people does not, the difference between people who are successful and who are not. So just give me 50, less than 1 minute of your time, and I will play this great video by Steve Jobs. All right, here we go. I've never found anybody that didn't want to help me if I asked them for help. I called up Bill Hewlett when I was 12 years old, and he lived in Palo Alto. His number was still in the phone book. And he answered the phone himself. Yes? Hi, I'm Steve Jobs. I'm 12 years old. I'm a student in high school, and I want to build a frequency counter. And I was wondering if you had any spare parts I could have. And he laughed, and he gave me the spare parts to build this frequency counter, and he gave me a job that summer in Hewlett-Packard, working on the assembly line, putting nuts and bolts together on frequency counters. He got me a job in the place in the building. And I was in heaven. Most people never pick up the phone and call. Most people never ask. And that's what separates sometimes the people that do things from the people that just dream about them. All right. So anyway, all I have to do is call me, right? Create a relationship with me, and I will guide you, mentor you to help you to buy great investment properties within our network. And then you are on your freedom, on your journey to achieve financial freedom if you do what you gotta have to do. All right. So that's it. That's my core message: is to take initiative, create some motivation, commit to your financial goal, and take that gigantic first leap, the first step. Call me. Thank you very much. My name is seewingyee. Have a nice day. Bye.